It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Oakham Ales, and it's an Oakham Ales Citra, but the T90 version. I remember when Oakham first brought out Citra, probably 11, 12 years ago, and it was the first time the Citra hop was widely used in a beer, and it kind of put Oakham on the map, really. It kind of made Oakham, like everybody wanted to try Oakham Citra, and it was really good, really good. Since then, the beer kind of made its way into lots of different supermarkets. I've even seen it in places like Home Bargains. So I think this is a chance for Oakham to bring out another version of their Citra. This is Unfiltered, a session IPA, 4.6% ABV. And I think it just gives them the chance to say, hey, we put it in a can now. This is going to be slightly different. This could be like an upgraded version of Citra. I'd like to thank Ben. Thank you very much, Ben. Really appreciate the opportunity to review this. You sent this over to me. You're as excited as I am for this beer. So without further ado, let's get this beer out into a glass and see what we get. And it's the first time this year where I haven't had to need any lights on. The sun's actually on the floor out here. End of February 2023. Always kind of surprises me because this house where I live, it's like a switch. It's either pitch black with lights on or bang, just like that, you're in spring. The sun just comes up high enough over the houses there it literally illuminates the whole house. So cheers to that. One finger white head on this one. Good levels of carbonation, nice and hazy, really nice and hazy to look at. Let's get the aroma on the beer then. Oh yes. My goodness me, wow. This one is chock full of hops. Bit of orange peel, bit of fleshy blood orange, bit of grapefruit, tin pineapple, your passion fruit, your mango aromas. Let's dive in. Cheers everybody. Cheers Ben. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Soft, drinkable, refreshing, nice level of carbonation, pushes the beer around the inside of the mouth, releases more of that flavour. And just super I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna say it. Super yummy. I know it's probably not a word I should use, but I'm gonna use it anyway. I'm gonna use what's in my mind. A yummy beer. You can tell with this beer from the ground up, they've built this beer from great knowledge, from great knowledge. They've treated the water, unless where Oakham brew their beer, they have naturally soft water. I'm going to say they've treated their water so it's nice and soft. incredibly drinkable. It just offers the beer a really good platform to work from. Water is, especially beer at 4.6% ABV, water is over 95% of the ingredients. And when we're kind of beer drinking, we sometimes forget that. We like to talk about the hops, we like to talk about the malt. To an extent, we like to talk about the yeast used in the beer. But water is often forgotten about. But you have to get it right. You have to get it right. You have to soften the water. And I'm going to say that they built this beer from the ground up. They really thought about the water here. They've made the water nice and soft, which has just made the beer so easily drinkable. It just kind of flows. It just gives it a platform to work from. So the water's great, the carbonation's great. Then we talk about the malt. We talk about the hops. Let's talk about the malt. The malt offers up a little bit of sweetness in the beer. You get this kind of like slight wafery, light cracker bread kind of biscuit flavour coming through, and that leans into some sweetness in the beer over here. And then of course those hops come through on the back end, and they're just lovely and juicy, and from the middle, really, from the middle of the taste onwards is a combination of a little bit of malt but mostly hops, and you're just getting this lovely balance between sweetness and a little bit of bitterness over here. It's a really nice beer, really nice, really nice beer. It's a little bit dry on the back end. As I mentioned, it's nicely carbonated. Great stuff. And it probably, just to kind of go back on to the Oakham Citra chat, if you like. It's probably a case of they had to reinvent it. They had to reinvent it because everything changes in life, doesn't it? We go from being really super excited back in 2011, 2012, when this first beer was released, the original Oakham Citra, being massively excited for the beer. I remember you had to order it online. You had to order it from their website, and they were literally sold out. It was one of these beers, they were literally like, it was for a time, it was difficult to get hold of. And there's a buzz then, there's a buzz about Oakham. The next couple of beers after that, I think they brought out a beer called Scarlet Macaw. That was another very popular beer. But like anything in life, it's a bit like riding a bike. When you ride a bike, the first time you ride a bike, the first time you get the hang of it, you're super excited by it. Super excited, and you can't wait to get on a bike again. Fast forward a few months, you're just riding a bike. The excitement's more or less gone. You know how to do it, you know how to ride it, and the same can be said for beers. If you really were excited about Oakham Citra when it first came out all those years ago, then you probably buy it out of enjoying it, but probably the level of excitement isn't as high as it was when you first started drinking that beer, and maybe you've gone, oh, I'm going to try something else, maybe from Hackney Church Brew Co. I'm going to try their New England IPA. What's in the box? I'm going to kind of venture out and try other beers, which, of course, is what we do as beer drinkers. But I just feel that this is Oakham's way of saying, hey, don't forget about us. We are innovators. We were one of the first kind of craft beer innovators in UK brewing, or certainly one of the first kind of, because you could, as I mentioned earlier, you could buy this beer in Morrison's and Tesco's back in the day, and everybody was kind of like clambering for it when it did. Well, they've even kind of said it themselves, that craft brew legends. They've called themselves craft brew legends, and I firmly believe that they have this kind of, they have that right to say that, because they really are. They will always, Oakham Brewery, Oakham beers, Oakham Brewing, whatever they want to call themselves. Just Oakham. Yeah, they've earned that right to be able to say craft brew legends, I believe. From the first UK brewery to brew a beer with 100% Citra hops, there we go. Exploded with hop character, Citra T90 is brewed with powerful T90 hop pellets and left unfiltered for maximum flavour. Water, barley, oat, wheat, hops and yeast, all natural ingredients. Looks good, looks really good, smells good, tastes fantastic. Let's rate it. Really, really good beer. Really, really good beer. I'm going to give it a Stone the Crows 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.